Ready to go!
Alrighty guys, I thought I'd just do this little video to kind of clarify a few little things. If you haven't seen, just 24 hours ago I released a post saying some exciting news that I am going to be officially a student of none other than Todd Hutchings. That side pressure king, Todd Hutchings himself, has accepted the role of being my coach. Now, what does it mean to have an arm wrestling coach is the nature of what I want to talk about in this video, because I've seen a few people react in a way that I think is a little bit of a misinterpretation of what I see as what I see it means to have a coach in the sport of arm wrestling. Now, of course, arm wrestling for me is a sport that is pretty new in the professional sense. We don't have a lot of full-time coaches. We don't have a lot of athletes that are full-time in the sport. In some parts of Eastern Europe, there are plenty of countries that have actual coaches and dedicated staff to try to maximize the efficiency of somebody's performance. Now, but in Australia, in North America, it's pretty rare to actually have someone as a full-time coach. Now, bit of context. For me, my objectives in the sport as an arm wrestler are nothing short of getting to the top. So naturally, being able to lean on somebody else's experiences that has been there and walked down that path more so than I have is going to help increase efficiency. Now, first of all, what I want to clarify, what it isn't. Okay, so please understand that when I say Todd is going to be my coach, okay, it's not me just simply copying Todd. Okay, it's not going to be, hey Todd, what's your workout? I'm going to do it as well. Not at all. Okay, that is really misinterpreting what it is to have someone as a coach, and it kind of that wouldn't be coaching. I wouldn't call that coaching. That's simply buying a program off somebody and replicating it. Doing so would lead probably to injury. I mean, the way Todd trains is pretty much unlike anyone else on the planet, and the level of conditioning that he has obtained in doing that up until this point is probably not really something that would be appropriate for where I'm at. I'm 6 years into the sport. My conditioning to the sport is pretty good. I feel like I'm at a level where my connective tissue and maturity for the sport is really ready to go to the next level, but it's still not at the Todd Hutchings level. So I'm not going to be thrashing around doing Todd Hutchings kind of numbers or anything like that, or pursuing Todd Hutchings numbers in any sort of copy, replicate sort of sense. Okay, so what it means to have a coach from my perspective and the way in which Todd will be working with me is like that of every other professional coach on the planet in every other sport. Okay, I came from a background of tennis where everyone had coaches. The best arm wrestlers, the best tennis players on the planet, they still have coaches. The reason you have a coach is because a coach has that objective lens that they can look at your performance, they can look at your programming, and they can help refine. They can draw on all of their experiences, having already walked down the path and achieved greater things in the sport than the subject. And sometimes the subject ends up achieving more than the coach, but the coach is still necessary. They form a real part of the journey, and that's where it's exciting for me. Todd will be overseeing my program. He will be overseeing my objectives and the processes that I undertake in order to achieve those objectives. He will most definitely be guiding me on a strength sense. I believe Todd is better qualified than anyone on the planet to coach me for strength. The 6 years up until this point in my arm wrestling career have largely been focused on like a Devon Larratt influence. Devon came out to Australia in my first year of being in the sport, and he set me on a path of technical based arm wrestling. I feel like I'm pretty good technically now. I'm very aware, and I feel like I'm in a season when I just would benefit most from getting a lot stronger. So Todd Hutchings, as I said, I believe to be the best coach on the planet for me when it comes to developing strength. I really believe in Todd's strength mentality. I believe that he really knows the processes well and can observe my processes, refine them, and ultimately get me within my context of where I'm at as an arm wrestler to the maximum level possible. So I'm excited because I think it's going to complement everything that I've already got within my game really well. Like I said, I based myself on a Devon Larratt style for a long time, so technically the way I move, very much similar to Devon. But to be able to move like that with some Todd Hutchings like horsepower is really exciting for me. So that kind of gives a little bit of context as to what's going on with the coaching. Just to re-emphasize again, it's not a copycat. It's not me just simply replicating what Todd does. It's Todd overseeing, all-encompassing, Todd becoming vested, having a vested interest in my progression and doing everything within his power to make sure that I do it in the most efficient way possible, which covers off on things like injury prevention. Obviously, Todd has been down the path that he's been down, and he's experienced what he's experienced, and some of those experiences were injuries. So naturally, he's going to have a good feel for preventing injury whilst I still train to a maximum capacity and get the maximum return for my energy and time. So anyway, I know that's a little bit long-winded, but I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys a little bit about what it means to me to have Todd Hutchings as a coach, and why I'm having Todd Hutchings as a coach. It is an absolute honor to have someone of his caliber willing to be my coach, and it's exciting. Like I said, it's exciting to see where my game goes over the next 6, 12 months, 24 months. Now, the cool thing is, I know a lot of people have said, Ryan, are you going to show us some of these training routines? Absolutely. I've always been very open with my training, so I'm gonna vlog my numbers. So you're gonna see the progressions of what I do, and you'll see how I'm training. Now, those vlogs might be pretty boring, but you're gonna see what's going on. I'll report the numbers. You'll see what's going on. You'll see little snippets of my training, and yeah, we'll see where my strength goes over the next 3, 6, 12 months. There's some big things happening for me in arm wrestling in terms of my future matches. That I've got Dallas Langston next, but then I've got some big things coming, some opportunities that I'm just refining and locking down at the moment. But as soon as I've got things to announce, I certainly will. But with Todd Hutchings behind me, I feel like I'm gonna get pretty strong. Anyway, I've always had side pressure, just not as much as people think. But anyway, I think my side pressure will go up, and that was, I think, one of the reasons why a lot of people were like, "Hang on, does training under Todd just mean you're going to do nothing but side?" Look, no way. It's not going to be simply side pressure. I'm sure there's way more to it than that. The thing is, obviously Todd is renowned for his side pressure, so people are thinking that I'm going to become a side pressure focused arm wrestler. That's not necessarily true. Will my side pressure increase a whole lot more? You'd be crazy not to think so, given the way Todd will influence my strength. But I will still be Ryan. I will still arm wrestle like me. Tactics will still be mine on the table, and I'll still, like I said, so much history and in my arm about arm wrestling, kind of like a Devon Larratt style, but arm wrestling like a Devon Larratt style with a horsepower behind it that is from a foundation of Todd Hutchings style training. Man, that's where I'm going. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, hit me up with any questions below. We've got heaps coming up. Thank you, as always, to the Patreon supporters. You guys are financially making pound for pound go to the next level. And yeah, it's exciting to be where I'm at right now. And thank you to you guys for the support. All right, see you guys.
Yes, that's a man!